On this April 11th, 2025, it's very tense in the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire. Yes, you know that the presidential elections in Côte d'Ivoire are scheduled for October 25th, 2025. I believe I'm not mistaken about the date. And the main opposition party, the PDCI-RDA, led by Mr. Tidjane Cham, is facing legal proceedings that are not openly acknowledged. To a point, that's it. So, Mr. Tidjane Cham also needs certain documents, obviously, to assemble the entire file in order to officially apply to be in the running for the presidential elections. So, Seat, former head of Credit Suisse, is currently being denied by the Ivorian justice system from being issued an Ivorian nationality certificate. In addition to this, for some time now, a dissident activist has attempted legal action against him to challenge his legitimacy. And the institutions, the party bodies that Mr. Tidjane Cham has established. The situation is taking a political turn. And many questions arise at this level. We are asking many questions, a great many questions. And concerns are emerging from everywhere because, knowing the history of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire, the whole of Africa would not want to see Côte d'Ivoire relive the same things it has experienced in the past. May God truly protect us from that. But today, you have elements that were set in place before and led to frustrations, which resulted in what we have known. These elements are resurfacing. Unfortunately, these elements are resurfacing. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the context of this video conference, this is of course what we are going to talk about. Thank you for sharing the video conference in all groups. Give it lots of likes and don't hesitate to click on subscribe. This allows you to stay updated with the latest hot and trending news. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire, where President Alassane Dramane Ouattara wants to perpetuate his power. And according to observations made by several members of the Ivorian opposition, Alassane Dramane Ouattara wants to be the only one on the list. In any case, he wants to be alone in the race. He wants those who will be there to be people who are not really capable of challenging him, according to Ivorian observers, particularly those from the opposition. We already know that the issue of Laurent Gbagbo's registration on the electoral list is on the agenda. We know that the issue of Charles Blé Goudé's registration is also on the agenda. Even though some believe that Charles Blé Goudé is a man of the people and in an alliance game with the current power. I say some, it's not me saying it. There you go. Even if people say it, the truth is that Charles Blé Goudé, not very long ago, he also intervened to say that, willingly or not, his name will be on this electoral list because he must run in the elections. Laurent Gbagbo also said the same thing. So, the one who was much more feared, or who is much more feared, is the president of the main opposition party. It's true that there are many opposition parties, but it's this gentleman who was elected by an overwhelming majority, 96%. In 2023, at the head of the PDCI, RDA, Tidjane Cham. So, it must be said that Tidjane Cham, there was a decision he had to make. His political bureau made a decision to exclude the lady, Yapo. I believe that's it. Her name, Lady Yapo, to exclude her from the party. And this lady relied on certain articles of the party's internal regulations and statutes to take legal action. And afterwards, I believe there were amicable discussions that led the lady to revise the wording of her request. Now, her request clearly rests on the legitimacy of Tidjane Cham at the head of the PDCI-RDA. So, this procedure is ongoing. And in the meantime, the legal process is underway. Meanwhile, the justice system made a decision today, April 11, 2025. The judge declared herself incompetent to hear this case. There you have it. She declared herself incompetent. So, it seems that this first battle, this lady appears to be losing. But the other aspect that is very complicated for President Tijen is that the justice system refused, for the moment, has suspended the issuance of his nationality certificate. On April 9th, he submitted a request to the Court of First Instance to obtain a nationality certificate. I believe that this certificate is an additional document to allow him to apply. But we also learned that Tijen has 2 nationalities, according to the information we receive. There you go. We learned that this gentleman has 2 nationalities. He has French nationality and Ivorian nationality. According to Ivorian laws, one cannot apply with dual nationality. The issue of dual nationality is not tolerated in the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire. Therefore, it would be wise for this gentleman renounces one of his nationalities, in particular French nationality, to be exclusively of the nationality Ivorian. Since, obviously, it is the Ivorian nation he wants to lead. But according to many observers, this gentleman is playing a game. He does not want to give up the French nationality. And that is why a legal dispute has been opened to contest his nationality. As a result of this legal dispute, which is open in court, the issuance of the nationality certificate to Mr. Tijen. Here is a major problem that has just arisen. Why do we come back to this nationality issue again in the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire? This is the question that many African observers like us are asking. And we ask our brothers in Côte d'Ivoire to better explain to us what is happening from this past, because the situation in Côte d'Ivoire is very frightening, especially when it comes to the issue of nationality. Because we have the sad and painful memory of what Côte d'Ivoire went through in its past, in a very recent past. The major part of the beginnings of this was based on the issue of nationality. Yes, and that is why Côte d'Ivoire, President Ouattara, should learn from the past to ensure that Côte d'Ivoire is avoided. And what can be avoided. So, it is very tense in Côte d'Ivoire at the moment we are speaking. It's all over the news and we're watching, observing, and not understanding anything yet. It must be said clearly, we don't understand anything at the moment. But we will continue to follow this news. From that side and everything that will result from it, we will come back to discuss it here on the Tribune of Awakening Consciences. Thank you to each and every one of you. I'll be back shortly with more news. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.